Dun, 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 dun.
Peace, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to episode 3, guys. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Like, who would have thunk it, right? We did. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, guys. As you may or may not know, I am Jamesia Lynn. To my left is Reshonah Bennett, and to my right is Gillian Thomas. Welcome, ladies. How are y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling?
Awesomeness.
Awesome, excited, blissful, out of the realms.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, y'all, today we have a special episode for you guys, as all the other ones. But today we'll be starting with reparations. And so what that means for us, how are we sitting in that energy as a whole? And of course, spiritually, right? Because we got to talk about it on the spiritual aspect. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into it. Thank you guys again for being here. For all the people who are watching it as we release it, and then all the people who are watching it later, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all real good. Hello. And yeah, let's get into this episode.
Awesome, excited. I know our last episode, we basically ended with reparations and kind of like, how do we get out of that loop? This might be triggering for many because historically there's been so many events that has happened to us as a people of color that has shattered our growth in many ways, financially, our family, right? Our health, our wealth. But we want to really dig deeper into that root and bring out more of a spiritual element of how we can take control of reparations ourselves and grow from that. So I want to give the basic definition of reparations, right? And so reparations, it says, is the making of amends for a wrong one has done by paying money for or otherwise helping those who have been wronged. The other version is the compensation for war damage paid by a defeated state. So we hone on that, and we're going to get into etymology of it, where Gillian would bring it even further. But if you think about compensation of war and damage, if we think about our internal selves, we have been in war with ourselves, and we have been completely damaged, right? In a sense. When we think about the wrongdoings, let's not think about it in a historical way of what society has done for us. Let's bring it back to ourselves. Because if we start bringing it back to ourselves in the root of those issues, we can repair ourselves in a sin and become abundant. So let's look at reparations as an energy. How do we take that energy and propel? How do we break it down and sit with it and no longer, how do I say that someone owes me something for me to ascend, not only to my higher self, but to my worth. Let's take control and responsibility. So with that being said, let us be our own reparations. Let us compensate for what we are qualified and worthy of. Let's continue to repair the value that sits within us so that we can align ourselves to the abundance that is owed to us. And let's receive it and claim it. I want to go further because when you break down the root of something and the name of something, the etymology of something, we get a more deeper understanding. So I'm going to pass the mic to our sister Gillian so she could break down the etymology of what reparations means.
Can I just say one thing? I like how, or not I like, because I actually love it, but I love how we're taking it out of someone else's hands, because a lot of the times we never know what to do because things are always in other people's hands. Like, we got to stop giving people power, right? Like, and I like how you said that, like, it don't belong to nobody else but us. Like, we need to handle our own stuff. The minute that it's in somebody else's hands, we can't do nothing about it because we don't have the ball, right? It's only when we get the ball that we can do. You know what I'm saying?
So to that, Professor Melody said, knowledge plus
Understanding
is power. What you just said is get back your power.
Yeah, that's good.
Empower yourself.
Let's go. That's good.
And so the etymology, I don't have a concordance, one of those books or dictionaries or whatever, where they break down the biblical meaning as the word is used in the Bible, because reparations is used in the Bible a lot. And I'm not a biblical scholar, but looking up the etymology of reparations, it contains the word repair, which can mean mend, also put back in order. And it can also mean to go, as in you repair to some place. You repair, you go back home, you repair to home, you repair to that tropical island that you've been dreaming of visiting. And then Latin repair, also the word re means backward, over again, go back and do over. Pair comes from Latin par, meaning equal, or I'm reading, it's a derivative of a word pariah, P-A-R-I-A, which means equal things or similar things. And then they say reparation comes from Old French, which, like Reshonah explained, means amends, compensation, recompense, satisfaction for injury, what is done to repair a wrong. Then you have late Latin reparationem, which is the act of repairing or restoration. And then you have Latin reparare, R-E-P-A-R-E-R-E, which is to restore or to repair. And looking at the etymology of the word reparation or reparations, what it all comes back to is, like Reshonah says, to yourself, it's a do-over. So you are basically entitled to have back everything that was taken from you in the process of damaging you. So it's not about getting compensation. It's more than about getting a few $1 million for land or family or injuries that you have, the injury you've suffered as a result of being taken from violently. It's about getting it back, period. You own this. This is yours. You're a sovereign being. You're entitled to have it back. And so we can't be asking for it. Act like you know. So now that you know the etymology of reparations, and from what I have looked up, what it actually means, it's not compensation, it's not really making amends. It's about giving back all that you have taken, not something in exchange for it. It's giving it back.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so good.
Jamesia.
That's so good. Go ahead.
What you got to say about that, Jamesia? Because I see you lifted.
Yeah, man, that's good. Like, I love that. Listen, so for me, I just thought about, like, you know, I gotta go like so big, right? But I just thought about, like, just us, period, like us as you know, you melanated beings, and just the reparations that we're due for, you know what I'm saying, like, as a whole. And it's not about like a compensation. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, we all finna get, you know, this big check like the United States was getting, you know, a couple years back or whatever. It's about like abundance. Like, it's so much more than just like, you know what? You took my granny land in 1952.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? I'm about to get that back. Like, it's just us, like, walking around in who we are, like just knowing and walking as gods and goddesses and stuff. Like,
Right.
that's what I see. Like, it's just, it was so, like, oh my gosh, it was amazing when she was reading that, like, and just saying it's not about like compensation. Because when you think about it, that's on a like a small scale. Like, you go to work and get compensation, but this is way more than that. I think like we gotta start
thinking bigger.
Thinking big. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
and can I chime in? Can I chime in?
Can
I chime in? Because you got me excited.
Yeah.
When you were saying that and it's bigger, if you were to get that compensation from America or whatever, or the land, would you even know how to deal with it? Because you didn't prepare yourself to even bring it to even bigger what's supposed to be.
That's good.
You didn't even do the work to be compensated to sustain it for a legacy. Because you're so worried about getting the money back. Did you even plan on what you're going to do it to expand? Like, let's really think about that, right?
That's so good.
Jamesia, you hit it. You hit it. Julie, you hit it. Because we always like this. Our eyes are so big, but we're not prepared because we didn't prepare ourselves to really ascend to the next level to what it could do for us.
That's
what I just heard from y'all.
That's so good. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
We are our own solution. I wish I could
solution. Yes, hit up Nancy for your solution t-shirt. Yes. Powerful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I want to chime in because you said something also powerful. When you talk about we're melanated. And I don't think people really understand what melanated really means, right? When we broke down the meaning of we're so abundant and we're walking, but we don't even realize it. Can you break down actually what melanated really even means?
Yeah. So basically, melanated is a formula, right, that we all have in us. And by all, I do mean all. Like literally every being that walks this earth, which is why I said you melanated, because that takes it into a different space, right? But yeah, it's a formula that we all have in us, right? And so you melanated is a strand, right? And so it means it's dark matter, right? It's dark matter. Like I said, that everyone has in them. So you get into different aspects of that by going into neuromelanin and all these eumelanin, you know, different. Absolutely. And so basically, short story, right? It's a strand, right? And with this strand, the name changes because I gotta remember that the camera is over here, y'all. With this strand, right? It's either amplified or it's more of a retarded strand, and not retarded as in like dumb or something, right? Retarded just means that it can no longer grow. It can no longer develop. Absolutely. And so that's when you get into the different versions of what melanin is. But yeah, that's a short story of what melanin is. It's a formula that is within everyone here. But when you talk about eumelanin, that is the, how do I say, that is the
higher level melanin.
The higher level of melanin.
Fully
that's
developed
the black of the black.
Somebody.
The dark of the dark.
And that's when she says eumelanin, she means EU melanin. And if you look up the etymology of EU, it practically means fully developed. And then there is phenomelanin, which is the melanin that's not fully developed. And the meaning of pheno is actually, when I looked it up, it actually means not real. So to use a word that we would use in Guyana when we are talking about, when we are saying something is fake, it's kanta melanin. Not I mean, that's just what it is. And then there's neuromelanin, which is found in the brain and which connects us to source. So,
And
and
so
then you can go into how that works, but we don't have all that.
we don't, but we don't, but we will, because it's a lot of
Yeah.
information and
Eventually.
downloads.
Absolutely.
But to bring it back home, because I know the people who are watching, we like to get comparisons based on value. So if you want to understand how value you are and the market price compared to gold, I think gold right now is at valued at 2,100. If I can Google that. But melanin is also on the market, and I think that it was expressed in Professor Melanie's class about melanin. I think it was $1,100 per gram.
I think it's more now. I can
11
look it up right now.
Please do, because
But
I want
it's
y'all to
thousands of
understand.
dollars an ounce.
Yeah. It's really
ounce,
about
right.
understanding who y'all are.
I
Like,
want y'all to
oh my
understand. We have to get you the value on the market of comparing to other metals, right? God's money, of how you also are God and how much you are valued. Okay. Yeah. So when you walk in your value, your purpose, you are the reparation. You are the reparation. So create.
Excuse me, Reshonah, for talking over you. But as of February 21st, 2023, they say melanin is worth, August, $1,150 per gram as of February. And there are differing, somebody wrote a range $450 to $1,150 a gram, but that's being conservative because it's traded on the New York Stock Exchange and it's actually worth, the last thing I saw was over $1,200 a gram. So it's, you're worth more than gold.
God, that's so powerful. Y'all, let me tell you something that just came to me. We got to get out these loops, baby. Because when we worth that much, do you understand our power? Yes, I'm in the camera talking to you. Do you understand who you are? Listen to that. Over 1,200 a gram. Who are you? Come on, y'all. We got to do this, man. Like, when we talk about reparations, hell, it's our mother effing time.
Boom. A bingo. Okay. Yes. Yes. It is time for you to, as my shirt says, to be unshackled, to be basically unshaken, and to be resilient, because that is our natural way. We must take our power back, and that power, our power lies within. And I know it's some work because we're all doing the work. We might be talking to you, but don't think we're completed, because if we were completed, then we'll be out of the physical right now. But we are ascending. And so we're here together to help ourselves to get out the loop. For those who we are talking to who are ready to listen and to do the work. Spirit led us to this conversation. And it is so important that we continue to speak with our authentic self to elevate truly who we are in our God being self. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes,
I wanna,
yes.
So this is beautiful, y'all. Like, let me just say that it's so beautiful. Like, just the connections of it all, right? Because we hear these words, right? Because truthfully, a lot of people are talking about reparations right now. But like, we hear these different words, right? And I'm pretty sure everybody here, melanin, it's the hottest word in town, right? And it gets tricky because you'll go in the store and you'll see melanin on something, but it'll have like a brown girl on it, right? When people don't know what melanin really is, they just using it because everybody else. Because if it should have had white people, all type of people on it, because everybody has melanin, right? So what I'm saying, so what I'm getting to is the fact that reparations and melanin, all this different stuff is being talked about, right? And then to come on here and for us to put it into perspective, and really hone in on how it's getting us out the loop, right? I want to take it here because it's interesting because we keep learning, right? Like I love this because it's literally a journey. Like the destination will come when it comes, but the journey is absolutely amazing. And the fact that we keep learning is like top tier, right? And so last night we learned, and not even we remembered, right?
Yes.
That's good. That's good. Okay. We remembered about, like, we talked about interested and committed. So I want to talk about that, y'all, because if that's a thing. Like, it's so good. It was so good last night. I'm like, interested or committed. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, because I thought about like people be like, we're interested in you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And so now that I know what it means, I'm like, you interested in me? What? Like, that's all I am to you. Oh my God. So to bring that all together, y'all, what we're talking about is we had a class yesterday because we're always learning, right? We always in class, we teach, right? We counsel, we teach about money, all of that, but we are forever students on this journey, and so are you, and we can appreciate that about ourselves, right? But last night we were in a class and we learned about interested versus committed, right? And so interested, what we learned is that's basically you doing what you have to do. Like, it's convenient, right? But you still making excuses. You still doing all of that. So if y'all at home and y'all man said, babe, I'm interested, you know what I'm saying? He ain't committed. Okay. Look, I'm always playing, y'all. Ooh, okay. But the versus part is the committed part, right? That's the part where ain't no excuses, right? It just is what it is. You're doing whatever it takes, right? Those of y'all who got that type of man at home, keep them. Keep them, okay? Because but I just want to talk about that really quick. And what did that mean for y'all? Like, because when you think about, like, you with finance, Reshonah, like, interested or committed, right? Like, me, like, I like to shop. My second house is naturally in Taurus, right? So I am the material girl. But I feel like I have great balance, but nonetheless, right? Like, if I see a pair of shoes and they looking right, I'm committed. I'm not interested. I'm committed to looking good.
No excuses.
So can you tell me about, like, in the finance world, and then you can even bring it back around spiritually if you want to, but interested versus committed, like, what does that mean in your field?
Wow, you brought it home. Because last night's workshop definitely was an eye-opener, even asking questions personally to myself when she broke things down, relationship, being a parent, you know, in your spiritual work, are you interested or committed? And to be honest. And so to bring it to your question, you got me thinking when I have my clients. And so when I finish with my clients, what I usually do is create an action plan, a budget. And so when they see me, really, truly, are you interested in making this change? Are you committed to making it really change your life, right? Because you're going to have the ones who say, I'm really interested. But then I'll have someone that's committed. And to your point, I will only see the progress. I give them about 3 weeks to 6 weeks, right, for them to get back to me. And I do a follow-up. But the ones who are following up with me first, who say, Miss Bennett, I'm committed. I completed this action plan. I reviewed my budget. I made a proposed budget. And now I really want to go to fulfill my end game. And you're right. There are some people who are just not ready to be committed to their financial wealth and to all that it takes. And I'm not saying that it's easy because you're breaking old patterns. You're retraining your brain, right? On things that make you comfortable, right? To say, well, I have a fear, right? Which really doesn't exist, of money. I have a fear of budgeting. I have a fear of, I have so much, but I don't know what to do with it. I might do the wrong thing, so I do nothing. Literally, it's a psychological warfare of being in the loop. But the ones who I can say, because I'm committed to this as a financial soul healer. So when I see you committed, I'm cheerleading you on to the end game. And I put that in my emails. So when I get that response, I'm going to ask my clients now, are you interested in this? Where you just basically do whatever, but you're not really putting in everything you have to do to make the changes. Or are you committed and doing whatever it is, even when you're uncomfortable, to make that change? And that is going to be the life-changing moment. Literally, I don't care how comfortable you are. I'm here to support and guide you. You're not by yourself. But the commitment, and I reviewed it myself, makes a difference, Jamesia. Makes a difference, Gillian. It does so much. Even to the point where if you don't even have a budget and you say to me, even being in the healing space of my healers who don't really see their value, all I ask is, if you don't have a budget and your money is all over the place, you don't see it, start with a budget. It's little steps. I'm not telling you to jump over walls. I'm telling you to start something that was basically something you have to remember to do for yourself. Literally write down your expenses. That alone changes the pattern of how you was thinking, because you can now see all where your money's coming from. What budget is? Budget really is just your expenses minus your income equals your budget. And if you start there, you committed.
Girl, let me write that down, honey. Oof. Expensive. Oh my gosh.
So while you're writing it down, I guess I'm going next. So
of course
like
you are, girl.
Reshonah,
Yes. Trauma, thinking,
like
coaching.
Reshonah,
Yes.
like Reshonah said, it's all about little steps, and you can tell who is interested and who is committed if they do the work. So the way my thing is broken down, if you're working with me on a I do one-on-ones, one-time consultations on specific issues. But for those people who need longer term coaching, you can work with me over 3 months, 6 months, or longer periods. So we would break it down into a month, 3 months, 6 months. And before we even start, you have to give me 3 things that you want to work, three goals that you want to accomplish based on that overall thing that you're working on, so that we can, at the end of a month, we can, I would like to see this, at the end of 3 months, this, at the end of 6 months, this, so that we can have sort of a guidepost. And during the process, it's a session every 2 weeks, because it takes approximately 14 to 21 days to integrate a new thing into your routine.
Yeah.
So say, for instance, something as simple as weaning yourself off of sugary beverages and drinking more water. A simple solution would be maybe instead of just quitting cold turkey, because we know sugar is addictive, highly addictive, you would do half in that same glass of sugary beverage or bottle of sugary beverage that you would normally drink. You would dilute it with water, more and more water, as the 2 weeks go on. So in between that period, you're working on it, and you're supposed to be able to come back to me and say, okay, I was able to get to such and such. So the people who are interested wouldn't really go through that process, or they might give up because of the sugar cravings, and they wouldn't, and of course all that would be explained, how sugar works. The cravings will pop up, you might get headaches and so on. and what to do if you get the headaches and whatnot, and what to eat instead, what to drink instead. And the ones who are committed would follow the steps, and they would come back, and you can tell that even before they actually launched into, so this is what happened, and I'm so happy, and so on. You can tell from how they look and how they sound that, right. But then there are those who come with excuses, and you're not going to get results if you don't follow, because you know that this is what you're supposed to be doing. You have come to me to help you to be committed to what you have been prompted to do, but you're not understanding how to implement it, and you need to be held accountable. So if you come to me to be held accountable and you're not being committed to the process that you know you should be putting yourself through, then you're wasting your money. Good for me.
Yup.
I want to see you. I want to see you flourish, and that's how I try to live my life, so that I can use myself as an example, and I can I can walk. I honestly try to walk my talk, so that I'm not telling you do this or do that, and I'm going back and to the pork
Right.
or whatever. So yeah, it's about taking small incremental steps and committing to doing what it is that you say you're going to do. When we, at the end of that session, and I say, I give you 2 or 3 recommendations that will help you, and you come back next 2 weeks and you've lost 5 pounds, several inches, you're vibrating higher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's so good.
Yep.
That kind of goes to what we were talking about in episode 1. If you have not watched episode 1, go do that right now. But how we were talking about the body and stuff, like, I tell you what to do. You don't tell me what to do.
Right.
And so I feel like that's what I thought about when you were explaining, just like, you chose me to hold you accountable, right? And you see what it's doing to your body, but you still want to like do everything else. But that's kind of that fight, right? Like the physical versus what you know from your gut, your intuition, your higher self is saying, like, girl, cut out all that sugar, right? But your body, like, honey, it's good. And so yeah.
You know,
so, yeah, that's what that reminds
I
me
just
of.
heard, yeah, and I can definitely vouch for Gillian. We work with each other, and I definitely have to dig a little deeper. But when I was on my liver cleanse, I was committed, and she knew that, and she supported me, and for a 7-day, an intense liver cleanse, and she was right there for me. She texted me to follow up. You good? You all right? You ain't drowning yet? You know.
Listen, because it'll do it to you.
She's like, you need help with the items. You know, she sent me, alternatives, because I kept texting her during Juneteenth. I was like, I ain't got this at home, but what can I get? And she was like, well, you can get this. And I was like, all right. I was committed, y'all. Like, I was like, nope, full moon, this, I'm doing it. And so I'm grateful for the support, the accountability to allow me to thrive in my liver cleansing, Gillian, for you being there for me.
You're welcome.
So thank you for your services. Yeah, 100%.
You're welcome. Thank you. Because I mean, the feeling is mutual. You are really, I don't know, I can't even think of a word to properly describe how good at what you do you are. But yeah, you're amazing. So
thank
the
you.
feeling is mutual.
To all you women. I mean, Jamesia, just even, I've gotten to meet Gillian last year in our journey, health journey, but meeting you at the retreat, it was a soul connection. You are just a sunshine, a breath of divine love. which we all radiate. And I think connecting with you, it just opened up my heart. And if I could just be so transparent, you know who you're supposed to meet. And I'm probably gonna cry.
Oh,
when God has a plan for you, and you're not fighting it, it is so divine. So we're on this inner city 2 call, and everyone on the call is powerful. But who you're supposed to meet, you're supposed to connect with. And I'm looking at everyone on the screen, but something has me drawn into Jamesia. She's a beautiful woman with some strong features. And I'm like, I gotta know her. I can't tell you why. Energetically, I don't know. I listened to her speak and I kept looking at her picture and I was like, either I'm supposed to tell her something, she's supposed to tell me something, but I'm supposed to meet her. Guys, let me tell you, when you really get out the loop and you freaking listening, we get to the retreat in Florida and Gillian is my sister. And we get there and I didn't even know Gillian even knows Jamesia. Like, I didn't know they were like this. But Gillian is this to me. We meet downstairs to collectively come together to have a dinner. And I look at her and she says her name and I'm like, I'm supposed to meet you. I kept looking at your picture. And I'm talking about, we had about 100 people on that talk. And so when we met and had dinner, it was life-changing because the things I was hearing that I needed to speak to tell her, it was a line. What Gillian needed to tell her, it was a line. And I'm trying to shorten it up, but it was so beautiful to the point where, before I even left, we connected, all 3 of us. And then out the loop. So thank you for your beautiful light, your wisdom, your knowledge, your charismatic personality, and your go hard about it. I don't care, I'm gonna do it. In the thunder and lightning, in the rain. You give me power,
in
girl.
the rain, literally.
Yeah, because she has given us, Jamesia has given us and continues to give us a lot too. So ain't about age, it's not about, because we're all in different age ranges. And you're never too old or too young to learn from somebody who can help you to remember who you are.
Yeah, man.
This morning I woke up with earth, wind, and fire in my head, on my brain. Keep your head to the sky. It just keeps looping in my head, and I had to look up the lyrics. And I'm telling you, if you do nothing else today, go look up the lyrics for "Keep Your Head to the Sky" by Earth, Wind, and Fire. As a matter of fact, listen to an entire Earth, Wind, and Fire album because there is your ascension process. Just listen to it and do what they say.
It's so powerful. Listen to it and do what they say. Oh y'all, see, it's episode 3 and tears and stuff. We flowing. It's we told y'all from jump we was crybabies. Y'all didn't believe us. Here it is. Y'all didn't believe us. We told y'all though. So get with it, okay? But man, yeah, like I have to second what both of you ladies are saying. Like it's just incredible how much, when you're in alignment, you are brought or led to this group, right? Whatever your group, whatever your people may be. And I think that's really key to taking the steps to getting out the loop, right? Because you have each other to feed off of, and you have each other to talk to and, get advice from, no matter the age, right? Because Aaliyah said it best, age ain't nothing but a number. Like, it's literally a number, y'all. And the crazy part about it is, whatever number that is, it means so much. And even in that, it's still connected. Like, I feel like sometimes we don't go deep enough. Like even in that, it's still deeper. You know what I'm saying? And so like to have you ladies in my life, like to give me all of those messages, like I'm gonna be honest, like you two are obviously it's more who, you know, have to do with it, but you two ladies are the reason I have been vibrating so high since that event. Guys, the event was in July, okay? It's giving that I've been vibrating high for July all these months, right? Like I'm just so in love with like this connection. I'm in love with this vibration, with this frequency that we are all on together, y'all. And it's just getting better and better from here. And I can't wait. I can't wait. Like I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh my God.
This is like doop 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 doop.
Yeah. wait. It's so crazy that you said that because I just
you see my bendy, right?
Yeah, right, correct. But I just looked in the camera, y'all, and I seen a dark spot right here on me. And I'm like, I you know, did away with it because I'm knowing what it is. But like when you said that, I'm like, that's crazy that you said that because I literally just seen a dark spot.
And I know we connected because Spirit told me to wear this today.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
Absolutely. I love it, man. I love it. Oh, I just lost my train of thought. That's what happens when you live, y'all. So period.
Does that mean we time to wrap it up and so that we could go and prepare for the next session next week? Because we said a whole mouthful and then some.
Did.
Oh my God.
Before we wrap it up though, guys, I do want to say to our lovely, lovely, beautiful viewers that we want to start implementing our emails. So if you would like to say something, you want advice on something, you want some type of teaching on something, you want some type of finance advice, counseling on anything, you can email us at loop777@gmail.com. We will read your emails. We don't have to say who it is, but we will read your emails on the podcast, and then we will give our expertise. And then, we'll do it live for you guys because, of course, we're all connected because that's the intention that we put on this podcast, honey. We all connected.
Because we love so good.
What you may be thinking, somebody else is probably thinking as well. So we just want to give that light, right, to everybody. And so we want to open up our platform to do that as well. We could do it at the end. You know what I'm saying? Kind of put it in there at the end and let that be our final touch on the session. But yeah, again, that email is outtheloop, OUTDALOOP 777 because we on our spiritual path. Stop playing with us at gmail.com. And yeah, anything else you ladies want to say before we go?
Before we go, I just want to say tap in, tune in, and get turned on because we're moving on up.
Yeah.
Grateful. Before we leave, I'm just grateful. I'm in gratitude, and I want to give a shout out to those who are helping us to ascend, helping me on my soul mission, and to help me get out the loop. Shout out to my soul family, BK Crypto. You guys, we truly are family, and we started in 2017, and that support is so genuine. It's sometimes without words to find a group of people that you can work together with, be a family, and build a business that is bigger than you because you're on a mission to empower and to build generational wealth. I want to give a shout out to Professor Melanie because I knew that I was a spiritual being, but I needed some direction. I needed a mentor, but someone that resonated with my spirit because I could do it with many people, but it didn't feel right. Your spirit knows it's supposed to connect you. But Professor Melody, Spirit Doula, AKA Spiritual Ascension, thank you for following the prompts. Thank you. I call you Professor X because I truly feel that you are helping your mutants, like I say, to really understand their soul purpose, their power, and to ascend. And because of so big of a mission, there's no way you can do it by yourself. So thank you. And because of that, we're continuously tagging others to change the dynamics of the many realms that we live in. I want to give a shout out to my sister, Nancy and Linda, because you guys are a mouthful of divine information and ascension and soul divine loving. And I tell you, you need a team. You need a team, your spirit team and your soul team. And you guys are really my soul family. Just thank you so much. I mean, I can go on into my family here, you know, Jamesia, Gillian, when I say that it is so rewarding to have a soul family. I'm not talking about the 1 and the 2, because I get the triggers and the lessons. Those are great. Those are amazing. And I can really accept that now. I can finally accept that. But the soul family that helps you ascend and don't judge, man, I am grateful. I am grateful. Thank you so much. And I pray those who are listening that wherever you are in your ascension, that you know you are worthy. You are worthy and it's possible and you're not alone. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And also know that you can get here, you can get to where Reshonah described as well. Just have to do the work, because we were all in a space where we were scattered and confused, and we had to remember how to bring ourselves back together. And the more you do the work, the more of yourself you reveal. And if you're wondering what the work is at its basic level, it's meditation between 3 and 5 a.m. every morning, just sitting with yourself and your spirit team, surrounding yourself with protection. I'm in a bubble of love, and asking your spirit team to come through and give you guidance as you sit with your notebook and your pen and you write whatever information comes through. It can be difficult because meditation, you can't stop the thoughts from coming immediately, but you can work on it with consistency and commitment.
Commitment, not
It
interest,
happens.
but commitment.
It happens.
Yeah.
So that's how you tap in, tune in, and get turned on, so that you are vibrating so high that you never come down.
Yeah.
Regardless
So
of what's going on around
up.
you. Yeah.
That's beautiful. With that being said, guys, those two were just too beautiful. I have nothing to say afterwards, right? So we are going to head out. Again, we appreciate y'all for watching. We love you guys so good. I love you guys so good, Reshonah and Gillian. And until next time, and by next time, I mean next Saturday. Okay. We love y'all. Peace.
Love y'all. Peace.